I'd like to show you a good time.
I mean, I'd also like you to show me a good time. Yeah, I'm not saving the city, am I? Hello, and welcome to Criminally Yours. This is a Yandere superhero dating sim in which you play as the superhero Oracle who has a crush on their wonderful coworker Nick. However, fate isn't too kind to you because Nick is secretly the archnemesis, Chronos, the supervillain. Let's get started. I love the concept of Yandere superheroes because you all know one of my favorites is Ray from Binary Star Hero. Now, I love the UI. Like, the classic comic effect is so good. I sit at my desk, tidying up my PowerPoint for work to the point of insanity. Suddenly my watch lights up, the third eye symbol blinking insistently on the screen. The call sign for the Oracle. I study the details of the distress call, getting myself up to date on the situation. It's a bomb threat on the bridge, the North Overpass. Just like what I'd seen in my vision this morning, I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when, which means he is going to be there. Oh, my boyfriend, my new husband, with his smug grin. Oh, come hither eyes, and mocking bows, as if the world's a stage and we're all just playthings for him. I mean, I'll be his plaything. I can't help but spit out his name. Chronos, hot name. He's proven to be a thorn in my side, but this will be the last time, I'm sure of it. I notify the dispatcher that their distress call has been received. I tap the screen again, the text disappearing. Wasting not a second more, I rush across my bedroom to my closet. At the bottom sits a suitcase. I input my code and the case pops open with a hiss. There lies my supersuit, the same suit my mother wore in her crime-fighting days. Even after 20 years, it is in prime condition. In no time, I am suited up, the costume fitting me like a second skin. I'm sure Chronos will also fit me like a second skin, if you know what I mean, haha. Yay! I feel a rush of power surge through me and I'm out of my bedroom in an instant. Scaling the rooftops, I make my way to the outskirts of the city, towards the overpass. The cold night air hits my face as I prepare myself for the worst. I hear commotion as I approach, and within 5 minutes I'm standing before a crowd of frightened civilians. The helicopters circle anxiously. Megaphones spout contradicting instructions on the crowd. Clear out. Stay put. Hurry. It's a symphony of chaos. It's no wonder no real progress has been made. The police aggressively try to corral the herd of civilians off the bridge, except all it's doing is making everyone panic and act on their own accord. Rather than safely moving everyone, they're creating a mosh pit. At this rate, someone is going to get hurt before a single bomb goes off. You need to have them move away from the scene in a single file. A young officer turns to me with a furrowed brow before registering who's speaking. Oracle, it's really you. Thank God. Yes, now move. I slip into the crowd, instructing them to stand in line and follow the officers. It's gonna be okay, just listen to me. Some of the group regards me in disdain before realizing who I am. I can hear a mix of gasps and whisper of my hero name Oracle amongst the horde. Like magic, the overpass begins to clear as I heed my words. And there, in the split, the source of the chaos, Chronos. Oh, but he's so hot though. Hi, how you doing? You know, may I remind you that this is a villain? If villain, why sexy? He stands there with his hand extended like he's asking me to dance. I mean, I'll dance. I'm not very good, but I'm sure he can hold me. Strut towards him. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's strut towards him. Whatever it is he has up his sleeve, I'll be ready for it. Head held high, I steadily approach him. My eyes are drawn to his left hand, noting something small and black in his grasp. That has to be the remote controller. Shit. I need to be careful how I approach this.
Oracle.
Oh yeah, I forgot that there's voice acting. He practically purrs, the sound jumbled and electronic. It always manages to send a shiver down my spine. I come to a stop, leaving at least 6 feet between us.
I was worried you wouldn't show.
I mean, for you, I'll always show. Distract him. Worried. I'm sure it would be more fun for you if I didn't.
On the contrary, I wasn't going to start the show until you arrived.
Don't talk like that. I'm gonna think you have a crush on me. You know me. I don't like to keep anyone waiting. A smirk stretches across my face. Especially my fans. His eyebrow quirks.
You seem on edge. It's this, isn't it?
He holds out his left hand, showcasing the remote in his gloved palm. My expression must give me away as he laughs in delight.
Oh, it is.
Oh, he's so snarky. Oh, then in a flash, he does something I would never expected if I hadn't seen it in my vision this morning. He drops it. My feet move before I have time to process the situation. I catch a remote just as it's about to hit the ground. Thankfully, my vision, instinct, and speed were good enough this time. He laughs surprised and he applauds.
Now that's impressive. Bravo.
That's enough. You lost your bargaining chip. I don't think that's the actual debt. Oh, look at him. Wowie. Hi. Oh, he's so pretty. I love the art style so much. He shrugs. My heart sinks at his nonchalance. Is it a fake? A distraction? Or is this some sort of...
One thing I love about a bomb threat is that you don't need to even bring your own bombs.
What?
Just the threat alone is enough.
So you like to waste people's time then? Scare them half to death for nothing?
Not for nothing. For you.
Yay! Do your job, girl! For me.
I'd like to show you a good time. Why not meet me without the theatrics?
I mean, I'd also like you to show me a good time. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not saving the city, am I? I'm so screwed. I'm Dunyan Rings. The city is also Dunyan Rings, because apparently I like to be incompetent. Ugh, and why would I ever want to do that?
To save police resources, if nothing else. But if you want to continue with these rendezvous, be my guest. I do love seeing you in that suit.
You gonna see me without the suit? Yiddy, imagine being so down bad for a blonde man. His gaze bores into me, making it all too clear why. I'm suddenly overly aware of my body, like the way the suit clings to every part of it.
I bet it'd look even better on my floor, though.
What? I mean, sure. Yiddy, this is a villain. Do I need to hit you? What do I do? Challenge him or shut him up? Challenge him. I'm not a fan of grand gestures. I prefer something more intimate. Policemen, cameras, crowds. What kind of date is that? This whole thing is a major turnoff. He places a hand over his heart in feigned defense.
A shame. You're a hard one to impress. I'll have to do better next time.
Hopefully you'll be the one who is, next time? There won't be a next time. The only date you'll be having is with the Supreme Court judge. Hope you like prison food.
Cute. But as I recall, you've yet to lay a finger on me.
I'll lay two if you bend over. Help! His hand traces his pectorals in what I assume to be in a seductive manner, never taking his eyes off of me. Those look heavy. Do you want me to hold them for you?
I can make it real easy for you.
Oh, please do. Drop dead. I mean, we don't agree here. I don't agree with Oracle here. I aim a kick towards his face. Unfortunately, he dodges.
Even if you failed to defeat me, you did good work today. You made those pigs look like the brainless animals they really are. What would the people do without you?
The people wouldn't need me if you didn't exist. I continue to strike at him while he smoothly avoids my fists.
So, you're saying that you need me?
What? Hardly. There are plenty of psychopaths like you to keep me busy. A roundhouse kick meets empty air.
Like Carver? I saw what happened with that. Certainly lived up to his name. Took a nice chunk out of your shoulder. How's that healing, by the way?
My hand flies to my shoulder. How did he...
I saw it on TV. The camera loves you. But you don't have to fear him anymore. I made sure to return the favor. Tenfold.
What? That's kinda hot. What do you mean? Did you hurt him?
And if I did, he's a criminal. A plague on society.
And what about you?
I even took pictures. Would you like to see? I also have a video if I remember correctly.
Quit talking! I dash for him as he reaches into his suit pocket. Whether it is for his phone or a weapon, I will never find out. I lash out at him, but he blocks my punch.
Hasty.
I know where my fist is going next. Right in the kisser. That too is deflected.
You're too easy to read.
I drop to my hands and kick up, tumbling forward.
You're so quick and flexible.
Ugh, stop it! God, he's infuriating. The sentence is punctuated by him licking his lips. I do another kick and it manages to connect with his side.
Strong, too.
Yet he doesn't seem injured at all. No wincing, loss of balance or slurred speech. Did he even feel that blow? I'll give him another blow to feel later. You know what? I don't think I can contain myself. I attempt to drown his words out as I continue to throw jabs wherever I can.
I'm sorry I've made you angry. I'll make it up to you. But for now, I must bid you farewell.
He won't get away that easily. I tense in anticipation to chase him as far as he'll go. Every word he says just pisses me off more and more. Something whirs and drops between us and I jump back to avoid the impact. A rope. A cable, maybe. I look up, finding one of the helicopters from before. My gaze darts back to him, who's now holding it in his hand.
Until next time.
Oh no, you don't. He pulls the gun from his holster, training it on me. He shoots and I immediately dive for cover, but it isn't a bullet. It's a net. I barely have time to register the fact that I'm pinned beneath it before he's lifted into the helicopter. As soon as I'm free from my confines, he disappears entirely from my view. I dial my watch frantically. Don't let him get away. You can still catch up to Chronos. It's no use, Oracle. Our helicopters are forced to land and mechanical systems are malfunctioning. Let's face it, it's over. He's gotten away. You're kidding me! There's got to be... We can't do anything if all our choppers are out of commission. We'll just have to get him next time. Crap! I slammed my hand on the bridge's deck. Don't beat yourself up too much. No one was hurt and the bridge is clear of explosives. I take a deep breath and close my eyes to steady myself. He's right. Things could have been much worse. I have his remote. Maybe we can get something off it. I say, defeated. My shoulders slump. Good work, Oracle. There's more than what we had to work with before. I leave the North Overpass by traversing the water, desperate to avoid the reporters and fans. I am able to return to my apartment without much trouble. While it took longer coming back than going, I still have enough time to shower and get a good night's sleep. Then it hits me. The project for work! I think I can get a couple more things done before bed. I'd hate for him to end up doing it. A shower later, I'm sitting in my bed with my laptop burning the midnight oil. A buzz comes from my side. I smile as I read the name in my notifications. Oh, he's so cute. I want to move myself. Look at him. Nikolaos? So cute. Did you see the news? Terrorist attack on the bridge. They're saying Oracle was there. I'm sure you heard the sirens. I scoffed to myself, typing back my usual reply. I did hear. I just drowned it out though. Had work to do. Man, I wish I'd have seen that. I was on a date. They were playing it on the TV at the bar we were at. My stomach sinks. How'd it go? It was awful. Let's just say they weren't a fan of what I picked. Should have gone to see Oracle instead. My chest tingles. His words alleviating the oncoming heartache easily. Sounds rough. What happened exactly? It's too much to go into over text. I'll tell you all about it in the morning. I'm looking forward to it. Well, I'm gonna finish what I have to do, and then it's bedtime. Forget the work, get some rest. I'm sure you more than earned it. You wanna come over? Yinny, are we propositioning another blonde man, even though it's the same blonde man? He has no idea just how right he is. If anything, I need to work even harder now. Can't take 2 losses in a single night. It was sweet of him to say so. He's always so sweet. I hope you sleep well. My dreams. Oh, the blush? I leave it open, staring at his message for a moment too long. I can't wait to see him. Turns out, work goes much faster when you're full of anxious energy. Sleep finds me at about 2 AM. It feels like I just put my head on my pillow when my alarm starts buzzing. I shut it off and rush to the restroom, kickstarting my day. I brush my teeth and gurgle with water, knowing I'll probably have to brush them again at the office. I can never resist grabbing a coffee, it just smells too good. As the thought crosses my mind, images play in my mind's eye like the reel of a movie. A silent movie, unfortunately. My visions didn't come with any audio. The first thing I see are his eyes. They're squinting with crinkles forming in the corners. Paired with them is a toothy smile directed at me. He says something I can't hear. Not that I'd be listening anyway. Are we getting married? In my dreams, I'm too distracted by his dimples and mismatched eyes. Nikolaos. A wave of light washes over me whenever I see him. Butterflies make a nest in the pit of my stomach. I know it can't be good that my heart is beating this fast. It's given me enough of a workout that I can probably forgo training at the gym for today. I fully intend to replay that image in my mind until the next sunrise though. Oh, if there was such a way to keep these memories and trap them in my mind away forever, it would be this one. My coworker. I don't know if I'd even call us friends. I don't have any friends. My life doesn't allow for such pleasantries. For potential liabilities. It sounds lonely. And then I remember this isn't something in my dreams I have to grasp for with every pleasing hour. This is reality. A scene yet to come. I don't think any amount of times will prepare me for him looking at me like that, especially with those eyes that are just so damn captivating. Man, I'm weak. I am weak. These glimpses into my future used to be incredibly unsettling, but now they're just a part of my life. Such is the power of the Oracle. Speaking of the previous Oracle, aka Mom, may not be the people's champion anymore, but she's still very much mine. I'm thankful for her, particularly in the morning. Getting up will be so much harder without the knowledge that there's a delicious and nutritious breakfast waiting for me. I enter the living room to the sizzling of bacon and a news broadcast on the TV. I hug my mom from behind while she nurses a sunny side up egg. 1 or 2 today? 2 please. It was a rough night. I can see that. I look in the direction her eyes are pointing, finding myself, Oracle, standing off with Chronos on the screen. You were gone before I even knew there was a threat. Still, I wasn't quick enough. I don't think speed was the issue here. Oh no, here comes a lecture. As if she can hear my thoughts, she redirects my attention. Before that, let me make our plates. I want to hear about today's vision. I blush reflexively. Her head tilts as she grabs some plates from the cupboard. What's wrong? Why are you making that face? I think back to the vision. That wonderful vision. I didn't see anything important, just work stuff. She doesn't seem to entirely buy my excuse. but decides to let it go in favor of setting the table. I have plenty of visions that are useless, like carrying grocery bags home or taking a shower. Not every day is created equal. While some days contain bomb threats, others are the typical 9 to 5. I take a seat and dig in before she can do so much as take a seat. It takes her a moment to join me, groaning as she lowers herself into the chair. Do you need help? I'm already up out of my seat before she can answer. No. She holds up her hand, reassuring me with her eyes. I return to my place hesitantly. It's been 10 years since she was forced to retire. The injury she sustained would have killed a lesser woman. It's been a long road to recovery, years of hospital visits and physical therapy. She's improved, but it's still a constant worry. It's a reason I had to move her in with me to begin with. Of course she can do it on her own, but it's better this way. I can keep her safe with me. I've got this. Stay where you are, it's just my leg. It likes to lock up from time to time. My bones aren't what they used to be. I promise I won't crumble to dust. I hate seeing her like this. She used to be Supermom, literally. Now she's just slow and withered. She plops in her seat a little awkwardly, wobbling. Old lady, I do what I can to lighten the mood. She chuckles, mouthing the words smartass. If my bones weren't eating themselves, I could outrun you. I'd embarrass you. She wasn't lying. In her prime, she was twice the hero I'll ever be. But that won't stop me from trying to get there. Half an oracle is better than none at all. Now, like I said, speed wasn't your issue this time. She sets her elbows on the table, looking me in the eyes. You gotta stop quipping with Chronos. You're just giving him what he wants. She's not wrong. I really wish he'd save this conversation for later, though. When defeat didn't sting so much, the wound is still fresh. While you two were chatting away, he was able to work out an escape route. My heart drops. It hadn't even occurred to me. I thought it was just poor luck. Mother notices the realization settling in. Yinny, baby, listen. You're incredible. Too wonderful to be making such stupid errors. I need to stall, though. I didn't know if the remote was fake or not. I'm not talking about that. I meant after you got it from him. That's where you lost all your momentum. You should never have attempted to negotiate with terrorists anyhow. Be lucky he just wanted to prove a point. I cringed thinking back to my failure. Man, it does feel bad. I don't even know what he wants. I say, thinking out loud. Chaos, destruction, to bother you? I chuckle wryly. It doesn't matter. He behaves in such a way to throw you off and it worked. I grip my fork tightly, then take a deep breath. I get it. You're right. Of course she is. If it was her, Chronos would be rotting in a jail cell right now. I'm not plotting ways to instill more fear into people. To embarrass me further, you need to start taking some new martial arts classes. It seems Chronos is able to read your moves. I'm not sure how. I thought you did a good job keeping him on his toes, but he was able to react too well like he was reading you. She looks down at her food pensively. Do we still not know what his powers are? All we have to go off is the name itself. Chronos, the god of time. I'm assuming he can kind of mess with time? Though knowing him, that could also be his way of throwing you and the authorities off his trail. True, but knowing all my moves and where I'd be? It feels like he knows more about me than I do. Maybe he can rewind time and stop me from beating him. I doubt it's something that drastic. She sounds so confident. Are you sure? He'd have made more progress in his schemes if that was the case. The losses would be far greater than a simple fight. I believe that whatever his power is, it's used to set you back as much as possible. To get under your skin. But why? To disempower you? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Your priority is to bring him to justice. Everything else is just a means to distract you from that goal. Even speculating about it is a waste of time and energy. You should meet with your trainer every night this week. Who knows when you'll encounter him again. You need an edge, and that means a whole new moveset that he can't read so easily. This will be the 3rd trainer this year. First boxing, then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and now knows what. I can't help but feel like I run out of fighting styles to learn. I know it's a pain, but he's proven to be a worthy adversary. You must do whatever it takes to overcome him. It's moments like these I wish I was having breakfast with a normal mother. I understand what is required of me, but that doesn't make it any easier. I know, Mom. I'll be better. My love, I'm sorry I was being harsh. I was just worried about you. Something about Chronos makes you lose your edge. For now, he won't be able to pull that stunt a second time. Exactly. All we can do is learn from our mistakes. The next time you get a vision, write it down. Make sure you don't overlook any minor detail. I nod. The vision it was nothing. Thankfully. Oh, it was something. I blush again, looking away to sip my orange juice. It's about that man you work with, right? How does she know? Is there another power oracles have that she isn't willing to tell me? Look, I may be a former superhero and your mother, but that doesn't mean I never had a love life. How do you think you came to be? I put 2 and 2 together. Nikolaos, right? Isn't he the one you've been working on that project with? I nod, feeling embarrassed, but too far backed into a corner. I stayed up late to finish my portion of it. You're such a hard worker. Make sure to find some time to take it easy. Between Oracle and your day job, training, and performing at the bar every week, you've got no time to breathe. Oh, I know. You should go on a date. Better yet, you should ask Nikolaos on a date. I shake my head as soon as the words leave her mouth. No, no. Yes, yes. It can't be healthy for you to only focus on your work. We all have to work out our stress sometimes. Mom! I didn't mean it like that. Though, it wouldn't hurt. I really don't think we should be having this conversation. Why am I talking with my mom about boinking Nikolaos? He's my coworker and my friend. Sure, but you also get red in the face every time I mention him. I'm not saying commit to him. You have a long way to go before you can reveal who you really are to someone, but it's a start. There's no shame in having some fun and letting loose. Just something casual to take your mind off Chronos. Honestly, it may help you get your edge back. I'm not sure how going on a date is going to make me a better fighter. But my mother is a brilliant woman. Her advice is almost always sound. There really is no harm in focusing on things other than work. The stress is starting to get to me anyway. Even when I'm prepared, I'm constantly taken by complete surprise. Plus, we've been on the subject for longer than I'd like. We spent the next hour eating breakfast and watching the news. It wasn't much, but it was ours. Our safe, comfortable little bubble. I check my watch. I'm gonna start getting ready. Alright, I'll clean up in a moment. I'm feeling kinda tired. You're all good, get some rest. She nods and I rush over to help her up and give her a hug. Sorry for being a bit harsh earlier. I just want you to be prepared for anything. I know. Don't worry. Mum ends up laying on the couch in the kitchen room as I take a shower. One glimpse in the mirror lets me know I look like a complete train wreck. Just disheveled. I've lost a bit of my groove. Ooh, I breathe in, replaying my vision. That's right. I get to see Nikolaos. I wonder why he's smiling at me like that. He's always polite, cracking jokes and being charismatic. His smile. Oh, his smile. I've heard him say that a smile is one's greatest accessory, and it's the most true for him. I can't imagine asking someone like him on a date. It's ridiculous to even think about. What the WTF? Hold up. I slap my cheek sharply and shake my head to snap myself out of it. What are these self-defeatist thoughts? This is all because of him, that villain. He's really done a number on my self-esteem. It was just one mistake. It won't happen again. Next time I'll be ready. There isn't any time to dwell on such things. I need to get ready now. Luckily, having slightly enhanced speed does wonders when it comes to getting to the station on time. Of course, if pressed, I could run the entire way to work, but it would be a lot harder to hide my secret identity. There are surveillance cameras on every street corner, and the press is known to pay for that kind of footage. It's gotten easier to be caught out of costume with all the advancements in technology. My mum certainly didn't have to deal with this level of surveillance back in her day. So it's vital that I play the role of the average civilian. I can't risk being exposed. It's hard to move in my work attire anyway. I usually arrive at the station with time to spare and look around for Nikolaos, who's usually here before me. If there's one thing Nikolaos can't stand, it's someone who runs late to anything. I stand idly, waiting anxiously for him. I love how the writing mentions him being strict on time, especially when he's, Chronos. Maybe he just isn't coming today. As I start to cycle through every possible reason for him running late, I catch a glimpse of him in my peripheral. Oh, he's so cute! There he is in all his glory. The early morning sun reflects off his golden hair and a $1 million smile graces his face. A smile so big it makes his eyes squint. He maneuvers through a swarm of people with a coffee cup. No, cups in his hands. All eyes are on him. No doubt as entranced by him as I am. Look at him. Our eyes meet and I flash him a smile. Of course, my smile is nothing compared to his. What is a lamp's light in the presence of the sun? He rushes over to me with his hand outstretched in offerance. What's this? I take the drink from him absent-mindedly.
I got your favorite.
Aww. Smoothie? I don't drink coffee. A smoothie? In this cup?
They were out of the other cups, but yes, it is. Just like you like it.
Aww.
Give it a try.
I take a sip, feeling a bit doubtful, but it does taste exactly like I take it. How'd you remember my order? I think we've only gotten coffee together maybe once, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the work conference in Philly. I don't know. Just good memory, I guess.
There's good memory, and then there's this.
Someone sounds ungrateful.
Not at all. Sorry, Nikolaos laughs it off.
I'm teasing. I'm glad I got it right, and that you like it. I hope.
I do like it. I like you.
Think of it as a thank you for all your hard work.
Aww. It's nothing really. I wasn't doing anything else anyway.
You? Doing nothing?
I know, how scandalous of me. If you weren't doing anything, we should have hung out, got wings and played pool at the bar. Sounds nice, but I like to relax on the nights I don't go to the gym. Rejected, and so cleanly too. I shake my head. I don't mean it like that. I honestly wouldn't mind hanging out. It's just that it's hard to do that with everything else going on. He doesn't press, thankfully. Again, I'm just joking. Well, sort of. It'd be fun to do something together that isn't work-related. Maybe I can go to the gym with you sometime. I'll work out myself, if you can't tell. I can't tell. He flexes, bringing attention to his biceps. Oh, I can tell. Yeah. But that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, I do need a new trainer anyway. It might be a good motivator. I think I'd like that, actually. Only you would get excited about going to the gym over wings and pool. I want wings. I look down, ashamed. Wish I had half your drive, Edie. My head jerks up to stare at him in surprise. I've been meaning to switch gyms anyhow. Which one do you go to? Have you heard of Knockout Fitness? Oh yeah. It's a date then. A date? Wait a minute, that reminds me. Sure, I'm speaking of dates. Are you gonna tell me about yours? He scratches the back of his neck.
Oh yeah, I did say I'd tell you about it. The thing is, it wasn't all that memorable.
Oh.
Let's just say there's a reason I haven't gone on a date in a long time.
Because you're a supervillain?
Whatever we're doing right now is more of a date than whatever that was.
I do everything in my power not to get too giddy at that. I am a pretty poor date, so that's saying something. Hey now, I doubt that. You make a great date, you're just busy. Not that that's a bad thing, you're working hard. A relationship would just take away from that, I get it. I fiddle with the sleeve of my coffee cup, unsure of how to respond. He's not entirely wrong, but I wish I could tell him the reason. How there is more to it than that. The words my mother said to me earlier come to mind. I wish I could be casual about dating. Be casual with Nikolaos. But I'm either all in or all out. If I can't give him all of me, then I can't give him anything. Maybe friendship and maybe a gym partner. But there will always be secrets between us if we date. It's just safer this way. Yeah, it's just a lot. Maybe one day I'll date, I don't know. There's no pressure. I mean, if you ever do, that's okay too, as long as you're happy. His words alleviate some of my newfound disappointment. Thank you. I appreciate you being so understanding. Of course. Our conversation ends just as the metro arrives. We board and I take a seat while Nikolaos decides to stand, offering the old lady the seat beside me. Your boyfriend is so sweet. Instead of correcting her, I say thank you. Nikolaos smiles down at me knowingly. I thought it was obvious that we're only co-workers, but I suppose two people close in age and proximity can only be seen as one thing. Not that I have a problem with people thinking that we're together. And then a realization hits me, like the train we're boarding. It isn't like Oracle can have a boyfriend. But maybe Yinny can. I drop my bag onto my desk, already feeling stressed out. We only have this week to finish up the project before we have to present it to the boss man himself. It feels like no matter how much I work on it, it's never any closer to being done. I finish the last of my drink and consider what I should do with it. I almost want to keep it as a souvenir of Nikolaos' kindness, but that would be weird. I shake my head defiantly and toss it into the trash. Why am I getting all sappy over a coffee cup? I dive into my work before I can get lost in my thoughts. Thoughts of self-doubt. Thoughts of Nikolaos in my vision. Thoughts of potentially being single forever because I'm a superhero. As I open the browser, I notice a news article just beneath the search bar. Oracle stops Chronos from bombing City Bridge. I click on it and give it a once-over. The article is charitable, declaring that I did the general public a great service. It does little to soothe my feelings about the matter though. My mother may have been harsh, but she was right. I could have done more. I have to do more. At this rate, I don't know if I'll ever be able to defeat Chronos. He's more trouble than I ever anticipated. Maybe I underestimated him.
What you're eating?
Oh, cute. I jump up and look at Nikolaos, who's staring down at me. A wave of deja vu hits me as the scene plays out as it did in my vision from early this morning. He looks good in every light, but the morning light really did it for him. Yinny, I snap out of my trance, realizing I've been staring up at him stupidly the last few minutes. Oh, just reading this article.
I didn't know you were interested in this kind of stuff.
Not especially. I'm just curious. Anything not to work, right? I laugh awkwardly.
Do you know anything about that Chronos guy?
More than I'd like. No, just seems like another lunatic. They're getting to be more common these days. You think so? Well, yeah. Only a maniac was threatened to bomb an entire bridge for no reason. I'm sure there was a reason. Not necessarily a good one, but still a reason. Like what? Maybe to prove he can. That's so weird. What is there to get out of that? Just to feel powerful? That seems so childish. Nikolaos shrugs. Why does Oracle do what they do? To help people. I always thought that was obvious. Isn't that the police's job? Oh yes, because they are so helpful. It's nice to have someone who actually looks out for the common people. The last thing we need are more power-hungry junkies trying to instill fear in everyone. I flush. At least that's what I think. My mom is into this stuff, so I hear a lot of it from her. Your mom? That's cute. Yeah, she's a bit of a superhero nerd.
I get it. Oracle is really something special.
You do? Kind of, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine doing what they do. It's already hard enough just doing our own job. But to have so many people relying on you, how do they live like that? They probably feel like they never do enough. And given how many times Chronos has gotten away, I imagine they're feeling frustrated.
Yeah, but if anyone can do it, Oracle can.
Hearing Nikolaos's encouragement is a ray of sunshine. He believes in me. It emboldens me. I'll train harder than I ever have. Nothing like last night will ever happen again. The motivation doesn't extend to just my superhero work, but my own as well. We should get to work, otherwise Dick's gonna live up to his name, Nikolaos Snickers. That's a good one. I should tell him that. If you want to get fired, maybe. Now this place wouldn't last a day without us. Keep me out of your career suicide. We are equally guilty. I have nothing to do with this. We're partners. Of course you do. Not for long. This project's nearly over, thank God. That eager to get away from me, are you? It's not you. It's just that this project feels like it's never going to end. Don't worry, I know you didn't mean anything by it. In all seriousness, I'm, gonna miss working this closely with you. Don't you mean you'll miss having me do all your work? Never. I go to push his shoulder playfully, except I never make contact. I overextend myself and start to fall over. Just as quickly, Nikolaos catches me and helps me back into my chair. Thanks. I guess I'm more tired than I thought. I know he goes to the gym, but he moves like a fighter. I would know. I train with the best of them. I told you I worked out. You didn't believe me. No, I do. I just didn't think I'd be a match for you. Honestly, no. Do you box or something? Yeah, so you're not going to be able to beat me that easily in our sparring match. I'm more than a pretty face, you know? I know that. You do? Well, what I mean is, I get tongue-tied. I didn't think we'd have that many similarities. Before I can talk myself into another corner, a booming voice comes from beside us. Oh no. Uh-oh, Yinny, you're working today. I quit. That's it. I'm quitting, everybody. Ew! I'm just joking. Go away. He feels the need to clarify as if it weren't obvious by him laughing at every word. Good morning. He approaches me, taking me off guard. What color are your eyes again? Brown? I always forget. Let him keep talking. I don't answer, which confirms my suspicion that he really doesn't care. He's just making conversation. I couldn't help but overhear you guys talking about the gym. He couldn't help overhearing because he was eavesdropping. This isn't the first time. I go every day. I can bench about 115 now. 115 pounds? Now? That's not something to brag about. I didn't know you even went, Yinny. You're so short. Height does not matter in the gym? It would be like if a kid went or something. I catch Nikolaos's eyes and we suppress a laugh as he continues to talk. You see that cat video I sent you? I shake my head. I sent it you through your DMs. I don't think you follow me back though. I like to keep it that way. You should let me know when you go to lunch today. Why? I don't know. You just look lonely eating at your desk by yourself. Maybe we could get something. I don't know. Or maybe I can get you an energy drink. You look really tired. I'm fine, thank you. I got a drink this morning. Oh, he goes to leave and quickly returns with a piece of paper. I barely have enough time to appreciate his absence. I drew this for you. I don't know how this is related to lunch, drinks, or being tired. It's a poorly drawn picture of me with a speech bubble that says I'm gay next to it. Is this supposed to be an insult? I think he's attempting to make a joke. He's laughing enough for all three of us. I check Nikolaos's expression. I'm startled by what I see. I mean, that really wasn't an insult. It's an expression I've never seen him wear before. Just as quickly, his face returns to its normal, composed one. It was as if I imagined it entirely. Hey, Jack. Jack shifts his attention to Nikolaos for the first time in his entire conversation. What's up? Do you see the new girl on the second floor? The new admin? Jack looks confused before something clicks. He perks up like a dog at the word treat. Oh, the blonde. Yeah, I think she said something about you the other day. Can't remember what it was. Really? I'll have to catch up with you guys later. He immediately makes his way over to the elevator. Nikolaos breathes a sigh of relief, smiling with his eyes closed. Thank him. Thank you for that. For what? His eyes sparkle mischievously. He's not a bad guy. I know, but I could tell he was bothering you, and that was bothering me. Aww. I guess it's still long enough. The rest of the day goes by smoothly, wonderfully uneventful. I used to hate the mundanity of everyday life, but it's preferable to the chaos that comes with being a hero. There's no telling when that peace will be destroyed, but I selfishly hope that Chronos will hold off until our project is finished at the very least. The next morning, like most of my mornings, follow the same routine. Wake up, vision, my boss Richard telling me something, breakfast, lecture from mom, commute and work. Hey, could you send me your portion of the work? Oh, yeah, my bad. Slacking off again, I see. Don't confuse me with you. He comes up behind me and peeks over my shoulder. I try to keep my composure as I shift through the files and email the project-related ones to him. He did more than I thought. Might be able to finish today. Don't jinx it. I didn't say something like the files are gonna get corrupted. Hey, I said don't jinx it. He puts his hands up in a surrender.
Fine, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we had to keep working together.
It really wouldn't. We make eye contact. Excitement and fear course through my body. I had to turn away just to maintain my composure. Yeah, me too. I can't look at him. I open up a text document and scroll down to my last sentence. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have put everything in one place as the document starts to lag. I managed to write up a couple words before the computer freezes. Annoying, sure, but not a huge deal by itself. I make sure to throw Nick a suspicious glance. I didn't do it. I force restart it and attempt to bring up the document. Nothing happens. It opens to a blank document. What the hell? I really didn't do anything. I know, but something happened. Don't tell me the file's corrupted. My breath quickens as reality sets in. Nick, that was like a week's worth of work. That's the boss and his outdated software. Without the recovery features available in newer programs, this could all very well be lost. No. I duck my head, trying to will away the oncoming tears. Just imagining the amount of work I have to do to catch up. If Oracle is needed, I'll be screwed. Nick touches my shoulders, urging me to stand. I do, confused. He sits himself in front of my desk and begins typing away. What do you... I watch as he retypes the opening sentence. I recognize it anywhere. I was incredibly proud of the way I wrote it, but that doesn't mean I remember the exact wording though. But somehow he does. It isn't just that sentence either, it's the next, and a paragraph. Within 10 minutes the document's identical to the original. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I only gape as Nick makes copies of the current doc and uploads a backup.
That should do it.
How?
I don't like talking about it because it sounds like I'm bragging. But I've got a photographic memory. You might have seen it in movies and stuff.
I know it's real, I didn't realize how impressive it is. And you had read the doc before.
I did. It was really good too, so I didn't change anything.
It looks exactly the same. Like it never happened. Had I not seen him type it all out, I just assumed he recovered the original. How in the world? I guess I'm not the only person who's super. Some citizens are powerful in their own right, possessing gifts that don't seem human at all. I am pretty sure that's just because he's Chronos. Nick, I can't thank you enough. I throw myself into his arms and give him a big hug. He's initially stunned, simply holding me before tentatively rubbing my back. I'm glad I could help. Help? You saved my ass. Maybe he wants to do something else other than save it later? My hero. I'd make a horrible hero. I hate responsibility. I laugh against his chest. Seriously, I was dreading having to redo all that. I wouldn't let that happen. I just have written it for you if I wasn't able to do this. I couldn't ask you to do that. You wouldn't have to. We smile at each other as I stand in his arms. Nick, can I ask you something? He looks down at me, dazed. Yeah, anything. I'm in a jazz band and I'm the lead singer. We play at the high-rise every Friday night, and I thought maybe you'd like to come. I know being in a band is really lame for someone my age, I really enjoy it.
It's not lame at all. Don't talk yourself down. I love that you're in a band.
I stare at him, surprised. Suddenly I feel as if I've never spoken before. Everything I say sounds like it's not even coming out of my own mouth. There's another beat of nearly unbearable silence.
Are you trying to ask me out?
With the way he's gazing at me, I realize he's not joking. A chance like this won't ever come again. The words my mom told me play in my head. There's no shame in having some fun and letting loose. Just something casual to take your mind off Chronos or well anything else. And if I am? His look of shock nearly steals away all my newfound confidence. Maybe he's just joking and I've gone and made it awkward. This is a horrible way to say thank you. And then it's a date. I take in a shaky breath of relief. Out of all the dangerous things I've done in my life, asking out my crush has got to be in the top 3. Let's finish up the rest of this project so we don't stress about it later. I don't want to be thinking about anything work-related on our date. I nod slowly, not convinced that this isn't just all a dream. Me neither. My only worry should be not making a fool of myself on the first date in what feels like a decade. There are only so many times you get lucky. I hope my luck doesn't need to end there. Nick and I work tirelessly, hopefully nearing the end of the project. The sound of gossip in the cubicle next to ours distracts us. Did you hear what happened to Jack? What? Then he hit on the HR admin. Yeah, he did that. But on his way home apparently got hit by a car. What? Are you serious? I heard he's in the hospital. They say he's paralyzed from the neck What? That's terrible! Like, yeah, Jack was annoying and behaved like a crypto bro, but he did not deserve that. Oh my god. I don't listen to the rest of what they have to say, turning to Nick in horror. Did you hear that? Nick nods solemnly. I had no idea. Maybe I should check on him. Nick grabs my wrist, keeping me from standing. I wouldn't. His tone is even and serious. What? In these situations, only family would be permitted to see him right now. I see. Maybe some flowers and a card. I can drop them off with the receptionist. He'll get the wrong idea. About what? Well, your relationship for starters. But more than that, I think if he got gifts from coworkers, he might feel pitied or sad that he can't come back. I guess. I just feel so bad. Why didn't anybody tell me? I probably just wanted to keep you focused on the project. There's nothing any of us can do about it anyway. We shouldn't stress ourselves out on his behalf. Negative energy doesn't result in quick healing after all. You're quite the optimist. Or callous. There's just a lot to look forward to. He smiles at me and the world disappears. How is it that the horrors of the world are so much easier to stomach with someone so brilliant by my side? If Oracle had someone to fight for, then I'm sure there's nothing they couldn't do. Yinny sure as hell feels invincible. You're right, I'm sorry. We should get the last bit done. Do you have to prepare anything for your performance tonight? Not too much. We practiced for about an hour and it's mostly songs we've done before. That's really impressive. I never knew you were in a jazz band. Are there any other secrets you're keeping from me? Oh, he knows. He definitely knows. Too many. No, I'm pretty uninteresting. I doubt that. I think even if there was something interesting about you, you'd downplay it. I couldn't deny that, but I know I'm not the only one. How have I known Nick these last couple of years without learning about his photographic memory? I always thought he was one of a kind, but there really is no one like him. It makes not liking him all the harder. If this ends in disaster, I'll never find anyone else as amazing as him. I also have to compete with all of Nick's past dates. Of course, none of them ended all that well, which is why he remains a bachelor. But does that bode even worse for me? His standards must be incredibly high. Maybe I should tell him I'm Oracle. Then maybe I'd stand a chance. I shake that thought out of my head as soon as it comes. My mother would kill me. I'd have to uproot my entire life if I did such a thing. And for such a stupid reason. I think that's it. Just like that, we're done. I can't believe it. Next time we'll have to present it. That's the hard part. For you, maybe. I'm honestly not nervous about that part at all. Not my fault I get stage fright. You do? Oh yeah, real bad. That's why I'm impressed you're in a band, especially for an introvert like you. Agree. I am introverted, but when I perform, it's like a different personality takes over. I know if I had to perform as office worker Yinny, it'd be terrible. That probably doesn't make much sense. No, I get that completely. I had a friend in high school who's a mascot. They're normally very reserved, but in their suit they could let go and be themselves. That's really cool. And I'm surprised someone like you is scared of performing. Well, being an extrovert just means I feel energized by hanging out with others. It doesn't mean I'd be okay with making a complete ass of myself. Don't you do that already? Hardly. Quit teasing me. Yet a smile plays at his lips. Another thing I learned about Nick today. We finish just as the sun begins to set, with an hour to spare. Eventually work ends, we catch our train and chat on the way back to the stop. As we get off, Nick turns to me. So I'll be at the high-rise at about 8. Sounds good. I'll see you then. Be safe, Yinny. I will. You too, Nick. We go our separate ways and I have to stop myself from pumping my fist in the air. I am gonna miss this. Sure, we'll commute together, but we'll probably spend the rest of our days isolated in our own cubicles without the project. Especially if this date doesn't go well. It's now or never. I step through the front doors of the high-rise in time for practice. The familiar scent of Shirley temples and cigar smoke hits my nostrils. A fixture casts a dim light on the crowded room. The comforting sound of murmuring clinking glasses adds to the ambience. Half the reason this place is so packed is because it's one of the few places in the city where you can smoke a cigar. There is the occasional vape user, but it's admittedly pretty tacky with the old-fashioned speakeasy-esque aesthetic the bar is aiming for. My eyes reflexively jump to the TV, constantly worried that there's a catastrophe happening somewhere. But thankfully it never happens on the nights I go on stage. This time proves to be no different. As silly as it sounds, it's almost like Chronos takes Fridays off. Oh no, he probably does take Fridays off. I'm thankful for that aspect of him if nothing else. Even then, evil needs its rest, it seems. I make my way to the stage, which is tucked in at the back of the room. My eyes scan the bar, resting on a familiar face. Nikolaos. He's sitting at a corner table nursing a drink and watching my every move intently. His windswept locks are neatly combed back, and his sharp jawline is relaxed. The soft golden hue of the lighting reflects in his gaze of the drink, while the amber liquid matches the warmth of his gaze. He leans back in his seat with a slight smile tugging at his lips. My date. My crush of the last year. That thought almost makes me lose my nerve and retreat, but I refuse to be that person. I couldn't. I wave shyly, feeling my blush creep down my neck. I nod towards the curtain, letting him know I'm starting soon, and he blows me a kiss in response. Aww. Oh, goodness. Focus, Yinny. I scramble to my spot on the stage and clear my mind. I wait for my cue as the drummer and pianist finish their parts. As the last notes of the intro fade, I take a deep breath and sing, accompanied by the sax. It's a smooth, almost seductive sound that swirls through the space, nestling itself into the ears and hopefully hearts of the audience. I close my eyes to properly savor the moment, losing myself in the song. Each note is filled with an emotion that I can only imagine jazz can evoke. My body relaxes as I continue, feeling in my element for the first time all day. Oh, he's so cute! I open my eyes to take in the crowd, but of course my eyes find his. The look in his eyes is different this time. No longer warm and encouraging, instead they're fiery. Someone's a bit horny. The way he's staring at me makes me feel like I've gone on stage naked. I discreetly look down at myself just to be sure I'm not. The song is quite sexy in nature, but I never imagined it would elicit such a response. Not that I'm complaining. It's making me wish this was a private performance though. Ooh, he flashes a fang, and I slow, tearing my gaze away from his. A heat spreads throughout my being. Desire hangs in the air between us, intimate and unspoken. Hopefully my performance hadn't suffered from our exchange. Not that anyone could blame me if it did. I've never been on the receiving end of such a sexy look from Nikolaos. As the piece shifts from smooth ballad to something more upbeat, so does the energy in the room. In turn, my performance grows more expressive. My body responds to the rhythms, completely aware that Nick is watching me. His mismatched eyes trace the arc of my movements, leaving a burning trail. There's a depth to performing that has resonated with me from the first moment I'd seen a jazz concert live. Here, my soul is laid bare, every note and sound is a piece of myself on display for him. If he doesn't like me after this, he probably never will. I can't change who I am after all. The applause that follows the end of my set is warm and appreciative. I share a beaming smile with my bandmates as we bow theatrically. I pack away my things before making my way up the stage, my bandmates following right behind me. Isla, my closest friend in the band, grabs me by the shoulder, shaking them in glee. You did amazing out there. Me? You did. Okay, we all did. I saw you brought a date. Yeah, just a guy from work. Not like this date is incredibly important or anything. Oh, you work with him. I nod. I think he's a regular here. A regular? I know he's been here a few times, and even brought a date recently. Maybe this is his normal date spot. I'm not sure how I feel about being one of the many dates that he's brought here. Oh yeah? I think so. I mean, every time we performed, I've seen him. We've been playing here for at least 2 months now. You have? I thought he'd never seen me perform before. Oh, he definitely has. Maybe that's why he agreed to go on a date. Maybe. I shouldn't hold you up. Go have fun. I think he's waiting by the bar. Isla winks at me before turning to speak with the other bandmates. I make my way to the bar, nervous energy building inside me as I draw closer. I spot where Nikolaos is waiting, a fresh drink in front of him. He stands as I approach, and for a moment everything about us fades away.
You were incredible.
You're incredible. His voice is low and filled with admiration. He leans in just enough that I can see the flicker of excitement in his eyes, a feeling that's mirrored in my own. He quickly reverts back to his same old sunshiny self again. Maybe that's just the face he makes when concentrating. I never watched a movie or anything of the sort with him before, so I can't say for sure. It's becoming more and more clear that there's more to Nick than I know. Yeah, someone's a Yandere. I grin despite my uncertainty, wiping a bead of sweat from my forehead. It's always nice when the crowd's energy matches the mood. Nikolaos gestures to the drink in front of him, his hand lingering over the glass. I thought about ordering for you, but I figured you might want to switch it up today. It's a special occasion. Whatever it is, I've got us both covered. I consider the offer for a moment, then settle into the chair beside him. The adrenaline from performing begins to wear off and a new rush takes its place. Something light. Maybe a gin and tonic? I'll be honest, I don't drink, but the one time I did drink it was a gin and tonic, and I felt like I was drinking dishwater. Maybe it was bad gin and bad tonic? I don't know. Or is that too basic? Not basic, classic. It's fitting. I like keeping it classy and old-fashioned just like this bar. You like this place? I love it. Yeah, my friend was saying you're something of a regular. I watch as my fears are confirmed, his expression crumbling before my eyes. Why didn't you tell me you'd already seen me perform?
I just didn't want to make you nervous.
It's still such an odd thing to keep to yourself.
I know, I didn't mean to. Like I said, I was just nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Are you kidding? Going on this date with you.
I can hardly believe what I'm hearing. You are. He takes my hand in his, desperately trying to convey his sincerity.
I'm so glad you asked me out. I wanted to ask you out, but I was worried I'd scare you away.
Scare me away? He nods.
I've liked you for a long time now, since we started working together. And, well, you're you. You're just out of my league, and I just like you so much. I've never met someone so effortlessly put together as you.
It's like he used my own descriptor for him to compliment me. I resist the urge to pinch myself. You're kidding. his eyes narrow, boring into mine.
I'd never joke about this. It's true. I was too scared to make a move, but now that you have, well, I want to make it the best date you can imagine, but I feel like I've already failed.
I shake my head. No, I just... You go on a lot of dates, right? He shakes his head. That's not true. I don't go on that many dates. The last one was set up by some friends. I get asked out, but often I turn them down in favor of just hanging out at the bar here alone. You could ask anyone, they'd say the same. I'm asking you.
See, I'm not good at this at all. I just had such a huge crush on you. I was trying to make you jealous by talking about how many dates I went on.
Okay, less air.
I know it's dumb, but I just lose all sense of reason when it comes to you. I've gone about this all wrong.
He looks completely defeated. Beaten to submission by his own doubts and fears. Oh, it's okay. Let me give you a hug. This is the first time I've ever seen him so vulnerable. I always thought he had it together. So why does he look like his world is about to fall apart? Nick, look. I was just a little taken aback. In the future, try to be a little more forthcoming with that information. And don't be worried about scaring me off because... Oh god, I guess it's my turn to be vulnerable. Here I go. Because I like you too. A lot. I've also had a really stupid crush on you for way too long. If it wasn't for my mother, I never would have asked you out today. His posture straightens a little at that. Yandere, I promise not to be this dumb again going forward. You're not dumb. I mean, you definitely wouldn't be the first person to act a little stupid when feelings get involved. It's not who you are though. You're the smartest guy I know. I squeeze his hands reassuringly. And the complete package, really. I mean, handsome, thoughtful, and photographic memory. I have no idea what someone as perfect as you is doing with me. I don't even have anything to offer in comparison. Nick shakes his head. There's nothing to compare. You're hardworking, kind, and absolutely wonderful. We would be here all night if I listed them all. The point is you'd beat me easily if there was a competition. Aww, he's so sweet. He's so sweet, I'm almost forgetting the fact that he's just a supervillain. You take pity on idiots like me. Hush. I roll my eyes. This is good. We got it out of our systems. Now we can be cool as we think we are and just enjoy the night. Do you want to get out of here and go back to your place, maybe? I grab my glass of gin and tonic that the bartender set before me and raise it. To this evening. Nick grabs his own, staring deep into my eyes, and a shockwave runs down my spine. He clinks his glass against mine. To us. We both take a sip, never breaking eye contact. I down it in one go, hoping liquid courage will take over. The bartender is quick to refill it, but I choose not to touch it just yet. So... do you come here often? Nick's head falls as he lets out a wry laugh. I do, mostly alone, mostly to watch you perform. Because you're incredible. Not that I'd ever have the guts to say anything, I thought it'd be weird as your coworker. That's better. I didn't know you had a cruel side. I think there's a lot we don't know about each other. More to discover then. I'm personally looking forward to it. There's nothing casual about this interaction, but what do I care? This is Yinny's life. Oracle can have everything else. Let me have him. Nick's hand rests on my arm, stroking it rhythmically with his thumb. So what don't I know about you? Sort of a loaded question. What do you want to know? Everything. That's too broad. Okay then, what's your favorite color? My favorite color? Do you want to know what my favorite after-school snack is too? Just answer the question. A cool color. I like green. It's green. Earthy, evocative, and refreshing. I don't think there's anything deeper to it. I just like what I like. What's yours? Not so silly of a question now, is it? Just to answer. Blue. Basic. It's actually most people's favorite color, especially men. How do you know all this stuff? Oh wait. You must remember every ridiculous fact you've ever learned. Bingo. School must have been a breeze. So how'd you end up as a project manager? He shrugs. Never wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, or anything else prestigious. I strive for simplicity. But you made so much more money, and getting the necessary degree would have been child's play. I have passions, working isn't one of them. Oh, like what? I'm watching for his response when his hand leaves mine and juts out to grab something behind me. His face transforms into a blistering rage. What's going on? I turn around to see a groaning man. His palm opens and a small bag of powder drops to the floor. Call the police. The bartender's already dialing. What's going on? This man was trying to slip something into your drink. Nick releases his wrist, leaving a black and blue ring around it. He dashes out of the bar and into the night. Why'd you let him go? He pulls out a wallet. He won't get far, trust me. One way or another, he'll be dealt with. He grabs his own drink off the counter and takes a sip. He appears out of sorts, but he swiftly regains his composure. It's impressive how he can shift in the blink of an eye. Hate to cut you off, but I'll get you some water or coffee instead. I'll walk you home. He takes my hand and I step down from my stool. We exit the bar and into the crisp night air. We wander through the city streets, the soft hum of the evening settling around us. It's true. If I ever let him win at tennis, I'm scared he'll cut my salary. No, he won't. He will. He has too much manly pride. I feel like Nick used his powers back then. Like when the guy was about to put something in the drink, I'm pretty sure he must have used his power and like done something with the time or something. I'd be so annoyed if I had to play worse just to make him happy. It doesn't bother me. I mean, winning isn't everything. Easy for you to say. How so? Well, you're a good-looking guy with a good job. You're healthy. And I've got a hot date. Guess you're right. I blush, turning my face away for a moment. He reaches for my hand, intertwining our fingers. You're always right. Enough with the flattery. I shove him slightly. We laugh, continuing to share workplace stories, with plenty of clumsy flirting, at least on my part. Our hands go clammy against each other, but neither of us let go. The bar is now far behind us. Its warm light a distant glow as we make our way back to my apartment. Where do you live? I offered to walk you home, and I've just been following you the whole time. Now that he mentions it, I'm not sure if I should bring him back. There's no telling what could happen if I showed him where I live. He might find out I'm Oracle. Maybe it's better to be safe than sorry. I slow my pace to a stop. I think I can handle the rest of the way back. Nick's eyes fill with disappointment. It's a feeling I share. I also don't want the night to end. He smiles despite it, but it doesn't quite meet his eyes. Yandere, just go to his place. He reaches for my other hand, bringing it to his lips. My heart falls to my stomach before shooting right back up into my throat. He swings our interlocked hands between us in a way that soothes my nerves a bit. I've had an amazing time. Thank you for giving me a chance. I hope I didn't screw it up. I shake my head. You said it earlier. Winning isn't everything. You don't have to be perfect, Nick, with me. I like seeing this dorky side of you. Dorky? His voice comes out as a whine and I giggle. It's okay. I still think you're cute. I'm a bit of a nerd myself. And I'm also a superhero. Haha. Oh, I know that. I scrunch my nose up at him. Shut up. I smile at him and he returns the gesture with one of his own. A genuine one this time. The kind of smile that never fails to make my heart flutter. The lingering buzz of the date wraps us in a comfortable silence. I can't help but feel the pull between us. The invisible thread that draws him closer to me with each passing moment. We both know exactly what's coming, but neither one of us rushes it. We don't need to. I can feel the electricity crackling between us, that undeniable spark. Kiss, 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 kiss. Then almost instinctively, he takes a step closer, the air between us growing warmer. Our breaths almost in sync. The tension is palpable, the kind of moment where time stretches and nothing else matters. His face inches closer and I close my eyes, bracing for impact. This is something I never believed possible, but it's finally happening. The feeling of his lips on mine never comes. Oh no! I peel my eyes open to see Nikolaos staring fixedly down the street. My chest tightens and something in my gut twists. I blink, trying to focus on what had made him pause. He pulls back, his expression shifting into something more guarded, even as he tries to mask it with a casual smile. Sorry. He steps back slightly, his voice a little sharper than I expected. I just remembered I have to go. I raise an eyebrow, a sickening feeling in my throat. Really? Is everything okay? Nikolaos nods quickly, trying to be convincing. Yeah, all good. Just a work thing I forgot. Gotta get it squared away before tomorrow. He shifts on his feet, glancing back down the street. He wants to get away from me that badly. Damn, okay. I do everything in my power not to sound defeated. Well, I didn't do everything in my power when I read that line. Well, I guess I'll see you around? Yeah, definitely. We should do this again sometime soon. What? Why would he say that? His words are smooth, rehearsed, but it's clear he's planning his exit. He nods at me, stepping back, and begins to walk away. I can't even bear to watch him go. It takes everything in me not to sprint back to my apartment and hide under the sheets for the rest of my life. The first thing I see when I open my eyes is Chronos, in what looks to be some sort of warehouse, talking. He's always talking. I clutch my hand, groaning. Well, at least it isn't a vision of Nikolaos. I don't think I could stomach one today. It's a stupid thought since I'm going to be seeing him regardless, unless he plans on avoiding me after last night. Is it too late to call out of work? Yes? Crap. Plus I didn't get home till late last night, so Mom's gonna have questions. Why did I ever ask him on a date? Everything would be normal if I hadn't. Because you deserve happiness as well? Ugh, I can't show weakness. Is this easily one of the most embarrassing moments of my life? Without a doubt. I take being defeated by Chronos on live television again over re-experiencing what I had last night. How could he be so into me and then, in an instant, so disgusted? What did I even do? I move through my usual routine, but I just can't shake those thoughts no matter how hard I try. Today is gonna suck, and there's no other way about it. Maybe I'll get lucky and Nikolaos will call out. But seriously, why did he even say he wanted to go out again? Yandere, you silly goose! He obviously saw something that unnerved him and he had to go. If he really didn't like you, he wouldn't have said all those things. I'm not in the mood to ask, so I suppose I'll have to be okay with never knowing. I dragged my feet through the hallway in the living room. Mum's seated at the table, her eyes fixed on the TV, the food already set out, but I don't have much of an appetite. I sit and pretend to watch the news program. Local man found dead on the street this morning. The stage just gets worse and worse. And then I see it, his face. The man from the bar, the one who attempted to drug me. He died. I'm not exactly devastated by that revelation, but it's still insane. Authorities are saying it was a homicide. A homicide? He didn't just overdose or something. And the killer is believed to be Chronos. What? Shh. I look between my mom and the TV. Chronos. He murdered him, why? Did Chronos hire him to drug me? Wait, does this mean he knows my secret identity, or is it just a coincidence? I have way too many questions. At this rate, my brain is going to burst. The news broadcast cuts to commercial. Odd for him to be murdering random civilians. Mom, I know that man. When I was at the high-rise last night, he tried to drug me. I can tell she's thinking the same thing. Do you think Chronos knows your civilian identity? I don't know. I don't know how. I've been so careful. It could be a coincidence. We shouldn't treat it like a coincidence. This could be dangerous. I had a vision this morning of Chronos. Tonight I'll meet with him with what looks like a warehouse. You have to prepare. You need to stop him this time for good. I nod. I know. If I were you, I'd try to find out which warehouse he'll be at. I already planned on it. Look, I'm gonna head to the office early. I've got too much to do today. Okay, please be safe. I love you. I will. I love you too. I'm at the door a minute later. I catch an early train getting to the office right as Richard does. Look at you, here so early. Gotta finish that project, right? We already did. Really? Why are you here then? I just didn't want to be at home. I get that. Work's a great way to get away from the missus. Though you probably don't have that problem. I resist the urge to roll my eyes, finding my desk and searching up all the local warehouses. If you want to get away from your partner so badly, why'd you marry them in the first place? I never want to be away from my partner. There are way too many. I start taking notes of each one, looking at the photos closely and trying to match them with the warehouse in my vision. I'm interrupted when Richard approaches with a bouquet in hand, setting it on my desk. I look at him questioningly. They're for you. I stand up and inspect them suspiciously. My heart drops when I see who it's from. From Nick with a little heart. The dahlias, green ones. I reach for the envelope and read it over. Dear Yinny, I won't tell you how sorry I am for how things ended last night. I was incredibly nervous, and I didn't handle myself well. I'll do what I can to make it up to you. These flowers are just a start. I couldn't help but think of you when I saw them, though they can hardly compare to how beautiful you are. A sense of relief washes over me. I wasn't expecting this. So he does like me. He was just nervous. That's all it was. He's more unpredictable than I thought. Why didn't he give me the flowers himself? Is he not coming to work? It's presentation day. I'd hate to do it all alone, just as that thought starts to settle in. Good morning, Nick. Morning, Dick. Is Yinny here? Richard points in my direction. Nick beelines on me looking a little disheveled. Did he walk here or something? What do you think of them? Again, I'm so sorry. Forgive him. It's okay. I appreciate your apology. I stare at the flowers on my desk, feeling the best I felt in hours. He breathes a sigh of relief. You have no idea how happy I am to hear you say that. I want to make it up to you. Why don't we do something tonight? Is that too soon for a second date? The vision of Chronos comes to mind. I'm really sorry, Nick, but I have plans already. His face drops. I do want to go on a second date, so ask me again another time? That seems to perk him up. I really thought that was it between us.
I've never been like this with anyone before. This nervous, I mean.
Am I that intimidating?
Sort of. I know you're something special.
Hardly.
You won't be able to talk me out of liking you, okay? I've tried that for the last year, and it hasn't worked.
Ooh, that long. He nods, looking cute as a blush crosses his cheeks. When I think back on our time together, I guess it does seem like he's always cared for me. He'd buy me drinks, come over to my desk to talk, and show genuine interest in me. I don't know how I didn't see it before. Maybe I didn't want to delude myself. I'm just glad we figured it out. That it's mutual. I always thought I'd be fumbling my way through any relationship I got in, but with Nick it's so easy. If anything, I need to help him feel comfortable. Well, now that everything's sorted, we've got work to do. I was worried I'd have to present this all by myself. Yeah, I was running late, had to go to the police station, then the flower shop. The police station? In here. The guy who tried to root for you last night died. Police were at my house this morning. Ida Wallen was one of the last people to see him alive. They didn't come to your place. I shake my head. Weirdly not. They're saying Chronos did it. That's what I heard too, it's weird. Did we get roped up in something we shouldn't have? I think it's just a coincidence. I pray that's all it is. And maybe if I say it enough, that's all it'll be. I hope you're right. They didn't seem that convinced of my innocence, but they let me go. Guess I do have a motive from their point of view. He shrugs. It'll sort itself out. The truth always comes to light. It does. It always does. Foreboding? In In my Yandere visual novel? Say it ain't so. That thought always saddens me. Let's just get to work. I'm happy to do just that. The team goes into the conference room one by one to present their projects. Nick and I are second to last, of course. My nerves grow as the team enters and exits the room. Finally, it's our turn. Nick reaches for my hand, squeezing it in reassurance before releasing. I hadn't even considered how we navigate dating in the workplace. I'm fairly certain that it's not allowed. I never understood that rule. I guess like superiors and bosses shouldn't date each other and stuff like that. And like maybe in like certain jobs, but in like a regular office job, I never really quite got it. But it's hard to care when he's looking at me so sweetly. Nick and I take turns speaking during our presentation. We smoothly transition from one topic to the next, encountering no issues. Despite my earlier anxiety, I'm completely in my element. Before long, it's over and Richard is clapping. I love it. I had a feeling you two would be the dream team. We exchange a look, laughing to ourselves. Thank you, sir. We step out of the conference room. A rush of adrenaline still circulating through us. Nick looks at me, a grin tugging at his lips, and I can't help but mirror it. The project, one we poured so much into the last few weeks, is finally done. Our boss gave us a thumbs up. I exhale slowly, leaning back against the hallway wall, trying to keep my cool even though inside I feel like I'm floating. Nick stands next to me, his shoulders brushing mine. Is this a time where we celebrate by kissing? I glance at him, noting the way his eyes shine. I think we did it. No, yeah, we haven't. His voice is low, just for me. Yeah, we really did. My heart's beating faster than it probably should be. He surveys his surroundings just for a bit. It's just us.
Hey.
The mood instantly shifts.
Can I make up for last night?
I mean, you can do anything. You can reveal that you're a villain right here, right now, and I'll still kiss you. He leans in, his breath warm against my cheek. I can feel the pull, the tension between us growing stronger. Say yes, please. Just as he moves to do so, a hand lands on his shoulder. No! I freeze, my stomach plummeting. Well done, you two. Richard claps Nick on the back. No! That was a stellar presentation. You should both be proud. Go away! Oh. Nick and I pull away. I can feel the heat flooding my face. Did we just get caught? Is it obvious? Thanks, sir. Nick glances at me with a small, apologetic smile. I clear my throat, trying to regain my composure. The last thing I want to do is cause any trouble. Yeah, it was a team effort. We're just glad it's over. Well, since you two did such a fantastic job, how about grabbing drinks after work? I want to invite the whole department to help celebrate. I try not to look too relieved that the awkward moment has passed. This is good. It's casual. It's fine, right? Nick looks at me for a second and I catch his eye. His smile is still there, just as warm, but then he turns back to our boss. I'd love to, but... He peeks at me again and I can't help but notice the way his gaze softens, a silent question in his eyes. I clear my throat. I have plans tonight, but I guess I can join you guys for a bit. Our boss nods, unfazed. No problem. Quick one's better than nothing at all. Am I right, Nick? He pats his back again. Nick smiles, though it seems to be there to mask a grimace. Alright, I'll see you two later. Man, I can't believe that happened. As he walks away, Nick turns to me. You sure you have plans tonight? His voice is teasing but soft, like he's not quite letting go of our almost kiss. I will make it up to you, I promise. I'm practically a bundle of nerves on the way back to my desk, but I cannot help but enjoy the anticipation. The office party is buzzing with energy. We're free of our cubicles, and I'm finally able to relax a little. We raise a toast before breaking off into our little groups. Nick and I gravitate to each other naturally. He takes a seat across from me, leaning against the bar. His usual confident grin lights up the room. One more round? I'm buying. I smile, feeling the warmth of the drink already settling in. Sure, why not? I haven't even finished my first one. I know better than to let myself drink too much. I need to be at my best tonight. The rest of the group is delighted by his generous offer. I hear our boss in the distance. His voice cuts through the chatter far too easily. I guess all those years as a drill sergeant helped. Everyone thank Nikolaos for the drinks. He's covering. I freeze mid-snap, blinking in surprise. Nick covered the whole thing, not just this round. My mind races and I try to process it. There's no way he has that kind of money. Unless he's a secret Nepo baby or something. Sure, he's always been a bit of an enigma, but glance at him, but he's casually sipping his drink, unfazed by the praise. Should ask him about it. I should. But then I quickly push the thought aside. The party continues on and I find myself drifting in and out of conversation with various coworkers. Through it all, I can't help but notice Nick by my side. His presence easy and comforting. He's been different lately. More open, I'm not sure what to do about it. I figured we could date casually. Just enjoy each other's company with no strings attached, but I want the strings attached. But the feelings we've expressed go deeper than flirting. I could really see myself falling for him. I've already fallen. And if I haven't read him all wrong, I think he feels the same way about me. We've almost kissed twice now. While I wish that came to pass, I think it was fate it hadn't. I don't want to end things just as they're getting good. But there'll be more nights like this I'll have to cut short. A life constantly spent apart. Nick deserves someone who gives the relationship their all. I know I can never give him that. I shouldn't have let him on. I watch him smile and speak so easily with the others. I feel my throat tighten up and tears well in my eyes. I'm sorry, Nick. I just like you so much. I have to do it now. The longer I wait, the worse it'll be. It'll be okay. It has to be okay. As the night wears on, I glance at my watch. It's getting late and I know I need to leave before it gets any later. I think I'm gonna head out. I tell Nikolaos, my voice quieter than usual. Was hoping we could talk before I go. Nick looks at me, a slight frown tugging at his lips. My pleasure. I give him a serious look and whatever's left of his smile melts off his face, leaving a wary expression in its place. Yeah, we can talk. I feel so bad. The buzz of conversation fades out as we step into the cool night. It's almost our time. The thought saddens me. I don't know how often we'll spend time together after this. Depending on how he takes it, this could very well be our last conversation. I take a deep breath, trying to calm my racing thoughts.
So, what's on your mind?
Nick's voice is soft, the kind of sound you'd expect in a room full of silence, not amidst a party. He walks over slowly, hands in his jacket pockets, but he steps cautious but steady. My heart stutters in my chest. I wanted to talk about us. My tone says it all. I force myself to continue, though every word feels like it's being dragged kicking and screaming out of me. It's complicated, Nick. Believe me when I say I never wanted to have this conversation. Nick steps closer, his gaze unwavering.
Complicated? Feels like something more than complicated. You're pushing me away before we've even started.
I inhale sharply. I know what he wants to hear. I know what he's hoping for, but I can't give in. Not with the double life I lead and the danger that comes with it. Not without risking everything. I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't want to be selfish. The words are true but come out stiff and unconvincing. Nick raises an eyebrow, clearly not satisfied with my answer.
Why shouldn't you be selfish? This is about us, not anyone else. Do you think we wouldn't work?
Oof. Oh no. I hesitate, fighting back the urge to run. But I owe him more than this vague response. He deserves an explanation even if it's not the truth. No, I think we do work well. I just have a lot of personal things going on. Things I can't share. Things I'm not ready to share with anyone, not right now. Nick furrows his brow, a flicker of confusion crossing his features. I don't know if he's just good at acting, or he genuinely doesn't know we're Oracle.
I know you said you aren't ready to share, but I want you to know you can talk to me. Maybe not now, but eventually.
I know. He runs a hand through his hair.
I just don't like the idea of you rejecting me and using this as an excuse. If this is true, then I can accept that.
Of course it's the truth. I do like you. Don't doubt that for a second. I turn away from him, taking a deep breath. I can feel my composure beginning to slip. It's not just about me, Nick. It's about us. I don't think I'm in the right place to be with someone romantically right now. I've got responsibilities, things that come before anything else. Nick doesn't say anything for a long moment. His silence pressing down on me like a weight. I don't want to see the disappointment on his face, but I can see it there even without looking.
Responsibilities? That's the reason you're pulling away? Because you have responsibilities?
Yes, I have things I have to take care of. Things that aren't normal, and if I let myself get involved with you, it wouldn't be fair to you. You deserve someone who can be there, really there, and I'm just not that person. I may never be. Nick looks like he's trying to figure me out, piecing together the cryptic words I've given him.
So this is just who you are. Someone with responsibilities? And you think it's better for both of us if I just walk away?
I turn to face him fully, trying to keep my expression neutral. I'm just trying to protect you, Nick. I can't risk dragging you into my mess. You wouldn't understand. He takes a step forward, his eyes narrowing. Try me. I don't care if I get hurt. I feel a pang in my chest. Is he crazy? Yes! Yes, he is! Nick, there are things about me, things that could hurt you. I can't put you in that kind of danger. I won't. There's a long silence as Nick stares at me, his expression unreadable. Finally, he takes a step back, his hands still in his pockets. I don't know what you're hiding from me, but I do know that you don't trust me enough to let me in, and that's what hurts. Not whatever mysterious responsibilities you're talking about. You're allowed to have your secrets, of course. I just wish you'd let us be together and you can tell me whenever you're ready. Even if you never told me, it would be okay. That's how much I like you. I feel the sting of his words, but I can't let myself soften. I can't let myself get lost in this, not when there's too much at stake. I'm sorry. I whisper, almost mouthing the words to him, my throat tight. I really am, but it's not going to work. Nick doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he looks down at the ground, his jaw tightening as he exhales a long breath.
I get it. You don't want this. You don't want me.
That's not true. I didn't say that. And if you think I did, then you weren't listening, or maybe I am right and we aren't going to work. I care about you. I know it sucks to end it so soon, but it's better this way. Nick finally looks at me, his expression softer now, but it's tinged with something else I can't quite place.
I only want you.
I swallow, trying to find the right words, but none come. Please don't make this harder for me. I know you'll make someone really happy one day, I just won't be that person. This is so sad. Nick doesn't argue. He just nods once, the sound of the street filling the silence that follows.
Fine.
He turns to head back inside.
I'll let you go. But if you ever want to talk about what's really going on, you know where to find me.
I watch him walk away, every step cutting deeper into me. I want to say something, to stop him, but I know I can't. Not without risking everything I worked so hard to keep hidden, and so I stay silent. I know I made the right decision, even though it feels like I've just let something important slip away. It was always going to hurt, but not like this. The weight of the world sits heavy on my shoulders as I arrive at the convenience store on my way home. The streets are dark and empty, the silence almost suffocating. I wish I knew exactly when Chronos is going to appear. I could really use something to work out my frustrations right about now. I push open the door to the store and grab a bottle of water, along with a snack. Nothing special, something I do before a storm hits. I step back outside and I feel the sting of the cold air on my cheeks. I glance around for any signs of movement, noting the silence. I continue to walk, trying to ignore the growing pit in my stomach, while climbing the steps to my apartment. I notice something's off right away. The front door is ajar. I freeze for a moment, my heart pounding against my chest. I take hesitant steps forward. This isn't right. Mother would never leave the door like this. I rush inside, frantically searching the place. Mom? Mom, where are you? The house is empty. Panic grips my heart and my breath quickens. I run to the phone, my hands shaking as I dial 911. 911, what's your emergency? The voice is calm, at odds with how I'm currently feeling. My mom, she's gone, she's missing. My voice cracks as I speak, a rising urgency flowing through me. We'll dispatch officers to your location, stay on the line, please. I don't wait for them. I leave my phone where it is and race back outside. It's then that I see him. Nick. I stop dead in my tracks. My breath hitching as I catch his gaze. He's standing there in the street, his posture tense like he's been waiting for me. Nick? What are you doing here? Nick's jaw tightens.
I saw it. Chronos, he took her.
My blood runs cold. The air feeling heavier all of a sudden. What? Where is she? What do you mean he took her? He steps closer, voice low but urgent.
I saw the whole thing. I was close by, walking down the street, and I saw Chronos grab your mother. He disappeared with her.
Yandere, I'm gonna need you to use your brain. I'm gonna need you to really put 2 and 2 together right now. Right now. Like right now, please. I feel the ground shift beneath me. My hands shake as I reach for him, my heart hammering. No, this can't be happening. He can't do this. Nick looks at me, something flickering in his eyes, a mix of concern and determination.
You're not alone in this. Let me help.
You orchestrated something awful to get me to come back to you. I stare at him for a moment as his offer hangs in the air. Something in me breaks. It's all just too much. The weight of the secret I've been carrying for so long has become suffocating. Help me. I can't do this. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. I can't drag you into this. My voice falters as I take a deep breath, feeling like I have no choice now. Nick tilts his head, his eyes narrowing as he watches me.
What are you talking about?
I pull my jacket tighter around myself, the tension in the air unbearable. I'm the reason Chronos is after her. I'm Oracle. Nick's confusion deepens and I finally let the truth slip. I'm a superhero. I've been hiding it from you, from everyone, but Chronos, he's after me. And now he's gone after my family. Nick blinks, clearly trying to process what I just said. We need to go, my mom's still out there, I can't waste any more time. Without another word, Nick nods. He's not asking questions anymore, he's not backing away.
I'm with you. Let's get your mother back.
I run inside and grab my suit. The fabric slips over my skin and in a flash I'm ready. Together with Nick we head out into the night. The abandoned warehouse I'd seen in my vision looms ahead of us, a blot against the dark sky. As we approach I feel a familiar chill crawl up my spine. I can sense Chronos' presence before I even see him. His energy is smugness, it radiates off him like a foul aura. I can't let him win again. Nick stays close, but his eyes flicker over my superhero gear, understanding now.
Are you sure you can handle him?
His voice is steady but concerned. I nod, clenching my fist. I don't have a choice. We enter the warehouse, and there in the center sits my mother, alive, as calm as she can be. Baby? Oracle, is that you? Relief floods through me and I rush to her side, pulling her into an embrace. Be careful, I think he's still around. It's okay, Mom, you're safe now. Nick, quick, take her somewhere else. I'll deal with Chronos. I'll take care of him. You stay with my mom. Keep her safe. Nick nods, taking my mother's hand and guiding her gently.
I'll take care of her. You take care of him.
Talking like that when you're him. With a last glance at them both, I rush out. My mind set on finding Chronos and ending this once and for all. The streets blur beneath my feet as I race through the wind. As I race through the city, the wind howling in my ears. Every corner I turn, every alley I dart down, there's nothing. No trace of Chronos. I've been searching for hours and my muscles ache from the workout I put them through. The adrenaline is starting to wear off and the familiar weight of failure presses down on me. I stop to catch my breath, my hands on my knees, but there's nothing to catch me anymore. He's gone. He got away. I should have been able to stop him. Instead, I'm left with the gnawing emptiness inside me. The important thing is that I got my mother back. I need to make sure it doesn't happen again. Chronos never stays away for long. I just know there'll be another attempt. I can't believe Nick did that just to force me to tell him. Well, I mean, I can't believe that, because he's the Yandere. So I turn, dragging my exhausted body back home. When I walk through the door, I hear the soft murmur of voices coming from the living room. I see my mother and Nick chatting over coffee. I force a smile, but I know it's fooling no one. Are you okay? I should be asking you that. Her face is softer now, no longer tense from the previous chaos I rescued her from, but I know she's worried. It's nothing. I've had my fair share of kidnappings in my day. Nick lets out a laugh. It's weird. We've never had someone else involved in our discussions about herodom before. Oh, the stories I could tell you. But you gotta keep them a secret like I told you. Yes, ma'am, I promise. Your guy's secret dies with me. This is a serious matter. Please treat it as such for our safety. He nods this time. Yes, I'll protect you both as much as I can. My mother chuckles. I believe that's our job. Or rather, Yinny's. I'll do better next time. I'll keep you both safe. Chronos will never lay a single finger on you again, Mum, I swear. She nods. I know. I brush past them and step into the kitchen to grab a glass of water. My mother groans as she begins to stand. Nick rushes over to help her, but she stops him, like she always does to me. Thank you, you're such a gentleman, but I got this. It's good for me. I'm retiring early. I want to read my book before bed. I love you, darling. I love you too. Sleep well. Sleep well. And Nick, it was wonderful meeting you. Maybe we can chat under less dire circumstances next time. He smiles.
I'd like that. I mean, if it's okay.
He looks at me asking for permission. Silently, and without thinking, I agree. Until then, Nick and I watch as she enters a room and shuts the door. A silence settles between us. He looks at me with those warm, unwavering eyes, and it takes everything in me not to break down right then and there.
Hey, are you okay to talk again?
A last discussion crosses my mind all at once.
I understand what you meant now. You're afraid of what could happen. I get that. But that doesn't change how I feel. You don't have to push me away because of it.
So I turn to face him. My emotions bubbling to the surface. He's standing there so calm, so sure of himself. He loves me. He really loves me that much. Even after everything he's seen, it couldn't have been more spelt out. I swallow hard, struggling to keep my calm, but the words spill out before I can stop them. I'm scared, Nick. I'm scared of losing you. What happened tonight, it was all like my worst fears are coming true. I didn't even stop Chronos. He's still out there. And next time, maybe he won't be so merciful. I can't predict what he'll do. Well, that's not entirely true.
What do you mean?
I hesitate for a moment. Are we sure we should tell him this much? This is the only thing left that Nick doesn't know about me. Do I tell him? I mean, I kinda don't think so. Maybe no? Alright, fine. I can predict the future. It's part of why I'm called Oracle. Only small glimpses, short glimpses into the future.
You're serious?
I nod slowly.
That's insane. You're really something special.
Nick steps forward, closing the space between us until there's nothing left. His hand gently cups my cheek and my breath hitches at the touch.
You don't have to be perfect.
His voice is thick with emotion.
I love you for who you are. Oracle, whatever. I just want you.
I feel my walls crumble. The dam breaks and my breath stutters as tears spill down my cheeks. I never thought I'd let myself be vulnerable, but at this moment it feels like the only thing I can do. Nick pulls me into his arms and I let myself fall into them. For the first time in what feels like forever, I feel safe. I feel like maybe just everything will be okay. Oh no! Oh, honey, no! I love you too. I've always loved you, Nick. Oh god, no! But also, oh yes! He pulls back just enough to look into my eyes. His expression soft and tender, the kind of look that melts away all my doubts. Without a word, he leans in, pressing his lips against mine. It's everything I've been longing for. The world slips away, and for a brief, beautiful moment, it's just the two of us that exist. The kiss deepens, slow and lingering, and the tension in my body finally unravels. He holds me firm in place. I let him kiss me with all the passion I couldn't bring myself to display. It's like he's healing me with every peck, every pull at my lip with every flick of his tongue against mine. When we pull apart, I take a moment to process everything. There's no more fear, no more uncertainty, just us. The new us.
Can we try? Will you be with me? Please.
I wanna try. I always did. I was afraid. I'm still scared. Maybe I always will be.
I am too. I thought I'd lost you for good. It was driving me crazy.
His eyes look a little unsteady. He looks pitiful. Like a sad child or an abandoned puppy. I grab his face and kiss him in the hopes it'll perk him up. I can almost swear I'll see his eyes dilate. It seems to do the trick.
I'm never gonna be able to forget this moment.
He's so intense. To feel this wanted, I don't know if it frightens me or gets me riled up. It's some mix of both. Do you have a midnight snack at my place? Is it you? You? Yes? Like what? Thinking of ordering a pizza, you know? Trying to end the night on a good note. Okay, that sounds good. We don't say anything else. We don't need to. Instead, I let him take my hand and we leave the house walking side by side towards his. The night is ours, no more hiding, no more running. Just Nick and me finally together. Ooh, nice place. The elevator glides up so smoothly I barely feel it moving. The door parts with a soft chime and Nikolaos steps out first, glancing back at me with a small smile, then leads the way down the quiet hallway. The place was already intimidating from the outside, and the inside doesn't disappoint. I had a feeling he was well off, but seeing where he lives, the effortless luxury of it, makes it real in a way that it wasn't before. I didn't even know there was a place like this within walking distance of my apartment. Here we are. He stops in front of a dark wooden door with a gleaming silver handle. He unlocks it with an easy flick of his wrist and pushes it open. After you. I step inside and immediately notice a difference between the cool modern hallway and the space that belongs to him. The apartment is soft and warm, both in temperature and in atmosphere. The lighting is soft while the decor is stylish but not sterile. A massive floor-to-ceiling window takes up a wall, revealing a glittering cityscape below. But my attention is captured by the fireplace. Wow! I breathe, taking it all in. Nick chuckles as he shuts the door behind us. You like it? It's alright. I giggle, loving our new dynamic. He shrugs, setting his keys down on a small table by the entrance. It's home. It's a premium bachelor pad is what it is. I wander further in, trailing my fingers along the edge of the marble countertop in the open concept kitchen. The place smells faintly of expensive cologne, leather, and something woodsy, like the lingering scent of a bonfire on a crisp night. Man, I'm so jealous. That apartment looks nice. Nick pulls out his phone.
I'm ordering pizza. Anything specific you want?
I look at him over my shoulder. Surprise me. I feign a sexy voice. Oh, I didn't do that. His lips quiver,
Dangerous answer.
but he places the order without hesitation, moving through the familiar motions like someone who does this often. Once he's done, he sets his phone down and walks over to the sleek wine rack mounted on the wall. He pulls out a deep green bottle, turning it in his hands before glancing back at me.
This was a gift from my parents. Some ridiculous vintage they insisted I save for a special occasion.
His smile tilts just a little.
I think this qualifies.
Aww. I watch as he expertly uncorks the bottle and pours 2 glasses. When he hands me one, our fingers brush, sending a small but noticeable shiver up my arm. What should we toast to? I raise my glass slightly. Nick thinks for a second, then his gaze lands on me, warm and steady.
To first.
I nod, smiling as I clink my glass against him. Any moment now, the other shoe is going to drop and I'm gonna be like, oh god! I nod, smiling as I clink my glass against his. To first. To us. I reflexively close my eyes and swallow, savoring the smooth, rich red wine. It warms my throat as I swallow. Nick watches me, his expression unreadable. Good. I exhale slowly and nod. Very. He grins, pleased, and takes a sip himself. Then he moves over to the couch, a deep charcoal-colored sectional, positioned perfectly in front of the fire. He sits and stretches his legs out. I hesitate only for a second before joining him. The fire crackles, casting golden light across his sharp cheekbones, the curve of his jaw. I catch myself staring and quickly take another sip of wine. Whatever I can to drown away my oncoming nerves. Nick's voice is quiet but amused. So what do you think? Of the wine. He shakes his head. Of all this. He gestures vaguely to the apartment with one hand, the other holding his wine glass steady. I look around again, taking in the high ceilings, the artwork on the walls, the shelves lined with books, and the collection of vinyls on one wall. It's very... you. Nick raises an eyebrow. And what does that mean? He looks nervous. I smirk. Expensive, a little intimidating, but also warm and inviting. His expression softens slightly. I'm glad you think so. Before I can respond, there's a knock on the door. That must be the pizza. That was fast. I guess it helps to tip well. With an easy grin, he pushes off the couch. I watch as he grabs his wallet and heads to the door, exchanging a few words with the delivery guy. He returns with the pizza box. The smell of melted cheese and garlic fills the air, making my stomach growl. I only hope he didn't hear it. Now I want pizza. Okay, moment of truth. He sets the box down on the coffee table and opens it with a flourish. It's a classic choice and my favorite, vodka pizza. I've never had vodka pizza. Like, ever. Not bad. I was expecting something way more chaotic. Nick smirks. I consider anchovies just to mess with you. I like anchovies. I narrow my eyes playfully. That would have been a deal breaker. Noted. We dig in, eating straight from the box. And alternate bites with sips of wine, I resist the urge to moan at the taste. There's no shortage of great pizza places, but this is easily one of the best I've had. Maybe it's made better by the company. Nick shifts, draping one arm across the back of the couch. It's a casual motion, but I'm acutely aware of the space, or lack thereof, between us. His scent mingles with the wood, smoke, and wine. The conversation flows easily, punctuated by laughter, and the occasional clink of our glasses against the coffee table. At one point, he tells me a ridiculous story from his teenage years. Something about sneaking into a high-end party he definitely wasn't invited to, and then laughs so hard I nearly spill my drink. Nick stares at me, his eyes glinting with something unreadable.
I love your laugh. Have I ever told you that?
The sudden shift in tone makes my breath catch. I glance at him, my smile lingering but softer now. I don't think so. He shakes his head, slow and deliberate.
I really should have.
The air feels heavier, charged. The fire flickers, casting shadows across his face. It looks beautiful against his mismatched eyes. Nick moves closer just a little. His fingertips brush my wrist, barely a touch. It's enough to send a shiver through me. I swallow, my heart thudding a little harder against my ribs. Are we gonna spelunk? His gaze drops to my lips before flicking back up.
Can I kiss you?
My breath catches. I don't answer with words, I just lean in. Yeah! Nick meets me halfway. The first touch of his lips is soft and teasing. When I don't pull away, he deepens the kiss, his hand moving to cup my jaw. His thumb brushes my cheeks, slow and soothing. I shift, turning towards him fully, and he takes the invitation, pulling me in. The kiss grows heavier, more urgent, and I taste wine on his lips, making it all the more intoxicating. The heat of the fire and the warmth of his palm against my face add to the intensity. I slide a hand to his hair and he exhales sharply, the sound vibrating between us. His other hand moves to my waist, pulling me closer until I'm practically against him. The fire crackles. The scent of smoke and spice thick in the air. There's something else is thick too. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing a little harder. Nick presses his forehead against mine, his fingers still resting lightly on my waist.
That was...
I let out a breathless laugh. Yeah. He chuckles, his thumb tracing lazy circles on my hip. For a long moment we just sit there. The firelight flickers around us and the warmth of his body grounds me. I don't know how the rest of the night will go, but I know I don't want to leave. And judging by the way Nick's fingers tighten slightly on my waist, he's not quite done yet either. What? Whoa! We fall into each other once and twice and 3 times before we're both satisfied. I collapse beside him on his bed, completely spent. I've never reached peak 4 times in one night before. But there's a first for everything. I turn to face Nick, who looks so good, even slick with sweat. I consider going for round 5, but I think I'm going to be way too sore tomorrow. Don't say it like that.
I knew you were something special.
I've got super endurance.
You're telling me? How can I keep up with a superhero? I'm sure I can go again if you give me like an hour. And a meal. And a nap.
I laugh. You're good, I'm more than satisfied. That was crazy.
I'm gonna have to get another job. I need more time in the day to do that.
I shove his shoulder playfully.
You're perfect.
I almost forget that he's unhinged. He strokes the side of my face, kissing me slowly, taking me in. It's become second nature already. I love his taste, how he feels, how he makes me feel. I love you.
I love you.
He says it like he's trying to compete. A devilish smile crosses his features, his eyes trailing down my body.
I've said it before. You look great in your suit, but your clothes do look better on my floor.
Nick? You didn't say that. Chronos said that. I laughed and I stopped. When did he say that? Did he say that? I heard that once before. No. My heart folds in on itself. My vision goes crossed, and the world slows to a crawl. He didn't say that. Chronos did. He said it. Nick said it. Nick. Chronos. You're doing this while I am naked in bed? Vulnerable? No way! This is almost as bad as me fainting in the shower and the paramedics having to come and rescue me while I'm butt naked. No. God, no. I know it's true. Something in the universe clicks then. A dread falls over me. I can't even react. Really? Are you alright? I flinch, looking at him, no longer seeing Nick. His eyes are filled to the brim with concern. I close my eyes, pinching the bridge of my nose. Got a migraine. Sorry. Give me a moment. Oh, babe. He strokes my arm with his hand in soothing motions, but it makes my skin crawl. Does he know he just did that? Or was it a slip? He doesn't seem like the type of person who would just slip. I need to go to the bathroom. Give me a moment. He nods slowly. Let me know if you need something. Yeah, I say to nothing and no one. The one time I date. And it ends up being my archnemesis. I feel the urge to escape. I don't care how, I need to get out of here. I find the bathroom and thank my lucky stars when I spot a window. Now it's just a matter of clothes. I scan the bathroom and find one luxurious towel. It'll have to do, it's the middle of the night. I can get back unseen, I just need to go. I reach for the towel, wrapping it around me and vault out the window and into the brutally cold night.
Babe, are you okay?
She says she had a migraine, but she's been in the bathroom for 30 minutes. My chest fills with concern as I get out of bed and enter the restroom. My entire world collapses around me when I see an open window. No. Why? How did she find out? Did I leave some clue in here? Had she already known? Was it something It was something I said. I rubbed my forehead, feeling the stupidest I've ever felt in my life.
Good going, Nick.
Okay, so he did slip.
You let your guard down, and this is what happens. Just as it was getting good too.
Then I breathe, resisting the urge to destroy something. I shake it off. It doesn't matter. She's gonna find out eventually. It's fine. We love each other. We had a wonderful night. Nothing will change that. I step into the bathroom, surveying the scene. Did she run out only in a towel? She was that desperate, huh? Poor thing. She's terrified. I would never hurt you. You should know that. Ugh, you look so good though. I look into the mirror, running my hand through my disheveled hair. I won't let you get away. We're meant to be together. This has only proven it. I haven't worked this hard for this long to let you get away. You can't defeat me, and you never will. Because you're mine. It's why we both have a superpower. Even the universe agrees we're bonded, whether by fate or some cosmic force. There's a reason our mouths fit together so well, and why I feel you so perfectly. Wow. You're mine and I'm yours. I'll hunt you down to the ends of the earth if I have to. I've gotten a taste. And I can never go back to how things were before. I'm never going to let you go, and you're never going to live a life without me in it. You'll never know peace unless you surrender yourself to me. I love you. I said it, you said it. I know you love me too. Why should such a little thing get between us? Little? We're simply being tested. That's fine. We can survive even this. I want you. I need you. I love you. I'm yours, villain, criminal, devil, or otherwise. You have a responsibility to the city. To me. You can't run forever. Just be mine. I'll fight for us tooth and nail. You realize it isn't so easy. I'm only Chronos because you're Oracle.
One cannot exist without the other. That's why I became Chronos. For you.
You could have become Chronos, but good. No, not the cliffhanger. That was so good. I was having so much fun with that. Oh, this is great. Oh my gosh, everyone on this team was so talented. This is so good. Oh my god, that was incredible. I had so much fun with that. I was like hyped up the entire time I was playing this. I was just, god, Joy did such a good job. Also, Joy is a very good friend of mine and has made some incredible games. If you guys remember the Gargoyle game that we played not too long ago, a couple months ago, that was actually by Joy as well. It was very, very good. God, I love this. I love the setting. The storyline was so good. Anyway, like the art direction was incredible as well. Like that old comic book art style. Oh my god, my dopamine was like flinging itself around. It was great. The voice acting was incredible too. I know that like this is the first half. I feel like the setup for Nick was such a good job. Cause like the whole time he was so nice and so perfect. But you knew that he was Chronos. So you're just like, this is actually kind of bittersweet and kind of sad and I don't know how I feel about it. But that was great. I cannot wait till the second part comes out, which I can see on that page is actually coming out in August. So that'll be like the end of this. And I am so excited. What did you guys think? Do you guys prefer Nick or do you guys prefer Chronos? I mean, I feel like you can't really separate them in this case as well because they're very much intrinsically like wound together. And I find that so interesting. But yeah, I'm so excited to find out Chronos' motivations, why he's doing what he's doing at the moment. And like, also like his past and his rationale. Like, I just want to know everything. I want to know so much. My god, this is so good. I'm so happy right now. No one can ever take this happiness away from me. This is great. But thank you so much for coming along on the adventure, guys. If you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. And also, if you guys want to hang out outside of videos, I stream on Twitch 3 times a week. Feel free to come over and chat. And additionally, if you want exclusive playthroughs, completely uncut reactions, my spicy art, and also previews of games that I'm making, my Patreon link is in the description box below. But thank you so much again. I had so much fun with this and I hope you did too. And until next time, take care.